Welcome to Better Daily Life, where we are moving forward 1% better every single day. Download the app and supercharge your journey at betterdaily.life. Now it's time to ditch facts and get facts with your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. It is Nutrition Tip Tuesday, and I'm excited to bring to you a nutrition tip to help you on your 1% better journey. It's also day 39 of the Faithful 40 Challenge, and I'm very excited about finishing this challenge with you and recapping what we've learned over the Faithful 40 Challenge. Has it been a good challenge for you? It's been a big one for me that I will remember this one, and it's our 10th. We've done 10 Faithful 40 challenges. Can I get a whoop whoop? And we've gotten a little bit better at it every time, but this one in particular was very memorable for me. I had several highlights that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys, and looking forward to having some conversations with some of you here live in our premium group and talk through what this has meant to you, what you've encountered, and what you're going to carry with you, and what's next. Because the cool thing about the Faithful 40 Challenge is we will do it again, and you won't be the same as you were this Faithful 40 Challenge, because if you're constantly improving, if you're growing, if you're becoming 1% better every day, the next time you face the Faithful 40 Challenge, you'll be a different beast, and you might be facing different obstacles in your life, and your body might be in a different place than you were during this challenge, but it's still worthwhile to do it. So, very exciting. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say happy election day as well. So if you haven't voted, go vote. It's very good and important for you to go exercise your right to vote, and to vote for your senator and your representative, and maybe other issues that are facing your municipality. Go have your say in those things. Go read up on what's on the ballot if you haven't already, and make it happen. So today's nutrition tip. It's kind of a misnomer to call it a nutrition tip, but it's a follow-up on a nutrition tip from a few weeks ago. So a few weeks ago, I went live here and I talked through different ways that you can boost your immune system, different nutritional factors that would be beneficial to your immune system, things like polyphenols like ginger and curcumin, things like getting enough vitamin D. So when the UV index drops low enough, you need to start getting vitamin D more from your nutrition than from the actual sun. And I talked about B vitamins, and there's quite a few things we talked about there. But I wanted to follow up on that and say that when it comes to, quote, boosting your immune system, there are a few table stakes things that need to be happening in your world in order to give you an immune system that can be boosted. Okay? So let's talk through this a bit. Immune function is terribly complicated. It's terribly complicated, much like many things in the body. And so just to talk about it in a way that most people can understand is to dumb it down quite a bit. So I apologize if this is too dumbed down. And for those of you who are listening are like, oh, I hate science, like hang with me. Okay, this is important. Your immune system has, when we think immune function, we think the thing that keeps us from getting sick. Good morning, Leslie. Good to see you this morning. And you have two parts of that particular facet of your immune system. You have one part called your inherent immunity, or your natural immunity. That's the part of you that can respond to new problems. Okay. That's the part of you that if a new thing hits your system or a new problem arises, this part of your immune system is equipped to handle new things. And then you have something called your acquired immunity. This is the part of you it's the facet of your immune system that has a memory of things that you've encountered in the past. And so if you encounter them again, it knows how to deal with them. It knows how to mount a defense against these things. An example of acquired immunity would be something like chickenpox. Did you get chickenpox when you were a kid? I got chickenpox when I was a kid. I was covered in bumps all over the place, and I had a fever, and I didn't feel good, and everything itched. My mom used that, I think it's calamine lotion, little pink stuff. I remember having pink dots all over me I've got a good mom. Anyway, so I had pink dots all over me to help me not itch. So I had chickenpox, right? Well, I acquired an immunity to the chickenpox virus. I acquired an immunity to varicella, right? And so if I'm exposed to chickenpox, I work with kids on a regular basis. Nowadays we have vaccines and stuff for that sort of thing, but some people, still roll in with chickenpox. And so if I'm exposed to chickenpox, it's not like I'm going to go home with chickenpox. My body's like, oh, chickenpox virus. I know what to do with that. And you don't generally get chickenpox again. There's something kind of crazy that happens to make shingles occur, but that's outside of the scope of this conversation. So anyway, you have your natural or inherent immunity, something that's prepared and equipped to deal with novel problems, new things that enter your system. And you have your acquired immunity. This is the part of you that remembers things that you've encountered and can mount a defense to those things. Now, when I talk about nutritionally boosting your immune system, what I mean is feeding your body in such a way that it has all of the building blocks it needs in order to create good leukocytes and cytokines and all of the above. So it's well nourished to do those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that eating that way is going to make your natural immunity like a monster Hulk that just beats all the new things up really fast, or make your acquired immunity ultra on edge and very, very smart and remembering all the things you've ever encountered. What it means is giving your body the necessary building blocks and supporting those things so that if you are exposed to a virus or you're exposed to a bacteria or you're exposed to something that could make you sick, then your immune system is well equipped and well prepared. So all that to say, boosting your immune system is not going to be very effective for you if you're not doing some of the natural things that your body requires of you on a daily basis to turn your immune system on, so to speak, to send troops to the front line. Boosting your immune system is like giving troops good equipment to fight with. But the natural everyday table stakes of making sure there are a lot of troops on the front lines, that is something people miss out on. And I want to be really clear here. If you're not sleeping well, if you're not exercising regularly, if those two things are not happening, then you can eat whatever you want to boost your immune system, but it's not going to have a very powerful effect, right? So imagine your immune system could be 10,000 troops lining the front battle lines, ready to fight the enemy, and you give them the state-of-the-art body armor and state-of-the-art machine guns to fight the enemy. Haha. Sorry, it's a household full of boys. This is how we play. That's going to be really effective, right? But if you get the best body armor and the best machine gun and you have 2 troops on the front line instead of 10,000, they might be really well-equipped troops, but they're going down, man. There's just no way. You don't have enough. And this is what I'm talking about here on Nutrition Tip Tuesday. If you're going to boost your immune system, please, 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 you need to be exercising regularly. So as far as the research is concerned, you can look at amount of exercise a couple different ways, but the research is pretty clear. In order to boost your immune system, and by boost I mean like increase the number of neutrophils available, increase the number of basophils available, increase the number of leukocytes available. If you're going to boost those things, you need about 20 minutes or more of moderate to intense activity 5 days a week. I'll say that again. 20 minutes or more of moderate to intense activity 5 days a week. What's moderate to intense activity, Alex? I'm so glad you asked. And it's a little bit different for me than it is for you. So I mean to say that depending on your level of conditioning, that is what tells your body's immune function to boost the troops, send reinforcements, increase the amount of front lines available. And so for me, if I go for a walk for 20 minutes, that's going to be light activity at best. Going for a walk for me is not very intense. It's not moderate to intense activity. It might be for you, and that's okay if that is for you. Awesome. Go for a walk for 20 or more minutes, 5 days a week. If that's moderate to intense activity for you, how do you know if it's moderate to intense activity? It's kind of hard to talk when you breathe. During moderate to intense activity, your mouth tends to be open. You're working hard, so your mouth tends to be open. You can close your mouth and make yourself breathe through your nose, but it's natural for the body during moderate to intense activity to open the mouth, right? Maybe you hit a hill, and before your walk wasn't that big of a deal, but now you're going up a hill, and you're starting to breathe hard, right? This could be cardiovascular activity. It could be weight training too, but it needs to be moderate to intense activity. I love to strength train, but 5 sets of bench press over 20 minutes is not moderate to intense activity. It's really hard on my muscles, but it's not getting my heart rate up. It's not causing my body to go through that physiological change that registers as moderate to intense activity. Now, why does this work? Well, there's a few different theories of it. The main theory is this. When we exercise, our immune system is actually what mediates the change. You guys have heard me say things like there's a difference between activity and exercise. Activity is movement, and that's great, but it doesn't change you. Exercise changes you. Exercise is an adaptive stressor that changes you. And so if you engage in exercise, then you signal to the body that you need a strong immune system to create adaptations, and that's what boosts, quote unquote, your immune system. It sends reinforcements. It signals to the body to increase basophils and neutrophils and leukocytes so that you have a very, very strong front line. And then if you're eating well, you're getting good polyphenols and antioxidants and good vitamins and minerals and enough vitamin D, then you're equipping that front line very well and supporting it against the battles that it has to fight. And so today's Nutrition Tip Tuesday, it's more like an exercise tip Tuesday, but tacking on to that immune function conversation we had before. Yes, eat in a way that's healthy and positive for your immune system and equips your immune system well and gives it everything it needs to fight strong for you in the season. But if you're not exercising, then your immune system's going to be weak. No matter what you eat, it's just going to be weak. It's not going to be as strong as it could be. And I mentioned sleep earlier, and the reason sleep is a part of this equation is because sleep is the place where your body responds positively to exercise. The recovery aspect of your adaptive exercise is where your body sends those things. So you exercise, I do hard things. And then when you get to sleep, your body's like, all right, we did hard things today. We need to increase those neutrophils, basophils, and leukocytes and other immune system frontline warriors that can make this job happen. That's when it happens in sleep. And so if you're not sleeping well, then what happens is you have a poor response. Your reinforcements get stuck, back in the paperwork step of sending reinforcements. I don't know if you were in the military or not, but if you were in the military, you know what I'm talking about. So that's Nutrition Tip Tuesday today. Please, please, please do what's required of your body to boost the amount of immune resources that you have available, immune units that you have available, and then make sure that you feed them and equip them well. So, and thank you to the Better Daily member who reached out to talk about that because they were interested in something that another influencer had to say about, well, there's no such thing as boosting your immune system with ginger or curcumin or whatever. So that's the rub. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Thank you so much for joining me for Nutrition Tip Tuesday. Sorry it was a strange Nutrition Tip Tuesday, but definitely necessary. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, Wild Wednesday, and the last day of the Faithful 40 Challenge. Until then, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% better. Be you, just better, in mind, body, and spirit. Go to betterdaily.life, download our app, and check out our 5-star coaching resources. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.life today.